Hey guys, we're out here planting pine trees. Got my brother with me. We're down here at the farm. We're planting red pine. 360, well, minus 4, 320 red pine we're planting. Just been pounding away. I've been putting the markers in the ground. And I really didn't think it'd be that many trees. But that's a lot of stakes out there. What'd you think about 1.5 acres we got in there?
You got a good acre and a quarter maybe.
So every stake is going to be a tree, a little red pine, 8 to 10 inches long, plugs. So we're going to see how it goes. Got some augers for the drill. Hopefully it works. The ground is hard in spots. So we got all these out here today. It took about
Might be 2 acres.
2 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
Took about 2 hours to get the stakes in the ground. They're roughly 10 foot apart and the rows are staggered. And then my rows kept getting wider and wider. My steps were getting wider and longer. So they're a little off here and there, but yep, that's it right there. So around 350 trees in there. So tomorrow morning we'll be out here planting. So get some work done.
Yeah, it might be 2 acres. I'm trying to think of that's 2 acres.
Oh, it is?
That's a 2 acre section back there.
We are out here today out at the farm and we are planting red pine. We got about 360 red pine. We'll just say 350 because I took out some and potted those at home for the house. And we're out here at the farm this weekend and we are planting those red pine. We came out here yesterday and got out here and we we put in all the stakes for where the trees are going. I don't know if you can see them stakes, but everywhere there's a stake, that's where red pine's gonna go. There's about 350 stakes out there in the field that we got in there, and I got them roughly spaced, 10 feet apart. Roughly 10 feet apart, so from here to here you got about 10 feet. And we got a row going all the way down, approximately, I don't know, 800-900 feet, maybe 1,000 feet down the road. And then 10 foot off of that, staggered, is another row. And then it just goes all the way up the hill to up here is where we camp. And really what these red pines are for, ultimately for the future, if we do have this property and we keep it in the family, hopefully red pine are good tree production trees as far as lumber. I know I don't have that many trees going in here to do that as far as doing a thinning. But hopefully next year I might get another order in and get some more out here planted. And then the other reason I have it is to give us a little bit of privacy from the road up to where we camp. So this is the project that we got going on. Like I said, we got all the stakes in yesterday. It took about 2 hours to do that. And spacing them about 10 feet apart. I think my brother's out here helping. And I think we kind of figured out that this is about almost 2 acres of property that we're taking up for the red pine. And but everything's going pretty good. We got some augers that hook up to a drill for doing the holes. Right now he's weed whacking some seedling gel to mix up, and once he's done weed whacking, he's going to come through and try and get these holes piloted in with the auger. They only got to be about 3-4 inches deep, and then I'm going to come behind him dipping those seedlings. They're only they're 6 to 10 inch seedlings with the plugs on them, so they got dirt on them. They're not bare root. And I'm going to come behind him dipping those trees in the gel, in the super gel, and planting those in all the holes. And hopefully we get this done today. I'm kind of thinking it's going to take about 4 hours. He's thinking like 8 or 9. So we'll see who's closer. So yeah, you can see all the stakes that we got here. And I'll give you got these from Chief River Nursery, and these are our red pines. So we'll see how they take. Hopefully they do good. We'll get those planted, and then I'm going to call the farmer, have him come down here so he could see what we're doing, because he cuts the hay off our property. We have roughly about 7 to 8, well, probably 8 acres of hay that he bales for his cattle, and I just let him cut it, and that kind of gives me a free manicure for the fields. So he comes out here and cuts it for free. So I'm going to give him a call once we get all this planted and give him a run through where we got the trees, so he knows not to cut. So that's what we got planned for today. We got the trees ready to go. He's weed whacking. We'll come through, auger all those holes, and start planting those seedlings. So here we'll get that going, get some more, or start working, get some work done. And one other thing I'll show you is we planted about 80 white pine along the road, and we planted those roughly 5 years ago, and we had those caged up for the deer. Last year in August, I was here with my wife Angie, and the trees were big, 4-inch stalks on them, and we decided to take the cages off because it seemed like they were hindering the bottom branches of the white pine. And I figured they were big enough. I knew the deer were going to get to them, but I figured they were big enough that they can recover. Well, let me show you. These deer have destroyed my white pine, so hopefully they stay off our reds. So let me give you a view of the whites here. That's a 10-11 foot white pine right there, and they've hit every single white pine. You can see all the way down the row. They're just shredded up. This one they haven't touched, but you can see they just came through and hit every single one. So I think right now, being springtime, that's not something I have to worry about as far as the deer getting them. You know, they've already lost their antlers, so they shouldn't be rubbing on these trees anymore. They might be nipping on them as far as new buds, if they get new buds. Yeah, they hit every single white pine. Some of these are just destroyed completely. I mean, just broken in half. But I was expecting the damage to be worse than what it was. And I think we'll be able to save these. So I have cages to put back on these. I left them out here this year. And I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, I don't think I have to worry right now, being spring and then coming into the summer season. I think I'll wait till about July, and when we come back out here, and then I'm going to re-cage these white pines. And I also have some pine that I planted up on the other top of the hill, other side of the hill, that they hit as well. Not as bad, but we'll cage those as well. These red pine I'm not going to cage. We're just going to let those go. So that's about it. That's what we got going on. I'll get some video of what we're doing, and we're going to get some work done, so stick with us.
Show me all the places I've never known, and we'll chase nights, race all of these broken dreams in flight, and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly.
This is a little bit bigger than what we need. It just hooks up to a drill, but it's going into the ground pretty good. I have about 20 holes done already, just real quick, doing some tests. And there's the holes. I'm trying to keep as much dirt as I can for backfill on those holes. So we'll see how that goes. I have 2 other ones. This is the one. This is the one that came with the trees. It's about 4 inches long, and it's only about 2 inches wide. The one that I'm using is a 3-inch drill auger for planting trees, and that one goes in and out a lot easier because it's longer. You get a little bit more control as far as pulling that in and out of the ground. But this is the one that they gave me with my trees. And then I also have this one. It's a little bit longer. It's a 3-inch as well. I don't think we're going to use this. I ordered this one, and I also ordered that longer one. but I think we're going with the longer one. It seems to go in and out a lot easier. So as soon as this gel sets up, we will start planting some trees. So my brother's still weed whacking. He's barely halfway done. There's a lot of spots to weed whack. The grass or the hay isn't that tall, but I did the auger on a couple spots before we hit it with the weed whacker, and it's really hard to find the dirt that came out with the auger. So that's why we're weed whacking all our spots, just so that we can control what's coming out, so I have something to put back in on those trees. So that's it. All right, here we go. We'll get some video and we'll get some more work done. Here we go.
And we'll fly.
He's exhausted. We got all the trees planted, guys. Little bitty gay things. 300 and I'm just gonna say 350 of them. All the way down around the corner, and then it comes up to where that cedar is. Actually, shy of that cedar, there's a dogwood right there by an old well, and that goes to there, and then it circles back around to this side. But we got it all done. Took about 5 hours today, and 2 to 3 hours yesterday. Had my brother weed whacking, and a lot of drilling and planting. So we did run out of the super gel. So it said it was good for 750 trees. And I only got about 275, I think. Close to 300 trees dipped in that. So, needed more. But yeah, we got it done. So, we're tired. We're exhausted. Waiting for the farmer to get down here to show him what I did. See how angry he gets because he's lost his hayfield. But what are you going to do? So, yep, that's it, guys. And then the pine trees, we got those trimmed up a little bit from the deer attacking them. So I think they'll be good right now because they're not going to be rubbing. They might be nipping on some of the new growth. So I think I have at least till July, and I'll cage these back up. And then we will see how much damage they do to all the red pines. Maybe this will be just like a smorgasbord for them. But hopefully this year we'll get out here and maybe do some deer hunting and get a few. So alright, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Until next time, stay tuned, like it, subscribe it, and we'll get some more work done.
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night, race all of these broken dreams dreams in flight, and we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away. Yeah, we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly.